This is the only reason for respect, woman. Because without women on the planet, none of us would be there. Here, it supports a lot everything the human being touch base and stuff. Yeah, man, I'm coming to this new dimension. But yo, no man, I have to highlight one. Yo, I don't know you. Yo, Dusky, I'm breathing in a house like a roachy, man. Yo, Jaja, I tell you, say, when you have one woman that take care of your house, brother, I don't know you. This is a woman that deserve you offer every man paycheck. And sometimes I wonder how some girl out the road say, yo, they not do no washing around, cooking around, cleaning for man. I expect everything. But at the same time, right now, me I talk about me highlight you, man, brother, when they keep your house clean, brother. Yo.
Plaintiff Lachey Nolan Dick says her witness dated the defendant, and after they had a baby, Lachey agreed to co-sign on a car for him. However, after they broke up, Lachey learned the defendant was mentally and physically abusive, and she's suing because he stopped paying on the car. Defendant Sharon Hayes says after he broke up with Lachey's witness, they tried to co-parent their daughter, but his ex wanted to control the entire situation. Sharon denies owing because he insists he was working out a payment plan with the finance company.
I met the defendant in 2013 when he started dating my best friend. Anytime we were around each other, he was always a nice, respectful guy. So in April of 2017, they had a baby, and I learned that he could be controlling. And because of that, they ended up breaking up in February of 2018. And I learned that he was physically and mentally abusive and a cheater. So.
Your girlfriend told you all these things?
Yes. And now I'm stuck in their relationship drama because in August of 2017, I agreed to co-sign on a car for him.
Why?
Why did I agree?
Yes.
They had just had a baby and they needed.
She didn't have credit?
No, she didn't.
Her parent?
No.
His parent?
No.
How do you know?
How do I know his parent didn't?
Yes, they had credit.
Well, I know that her parents don't because I know their living situation.
What about him? You put it in your name to him.
You're right.
No.
I didn't know.
How old was he?
I'm 22. I was 20. They told me it was $20,000.
You missed $20,000 for someone else at age 20?
Yes.
Did you ask your parents?
I did not.
Financial matters at your age always is big money matters.
I learned I definitely learned that, Charlie. In 2013, he started dating my best friend. In April of 2017, they had a baby, and I learned that he could be controlled. and I learned that he was physically and mentally abusive and a cheater.
Plaintiff Lachey Nolan Dick says her witness dated the defendant. She claims he was physically and mentally abusive.
Alright, in the beginning, at first, me and my baby mother, we had a pretty good relationship until, I started trying to come forward with the truth about a lot of things ended up within our relationship, and, she took it the wrong way. She kind of flipped out on me and decided to break up. So we split, and, come to my daughter, we tried to co-parent, and, she tried to control the situation how she wanted to. So, with us split, we could say something to me.
Yes, my name is Michelle. My baby was a name, and he was going about it the wrong way. What happened was, everything was alright, and I had to make sure I was getting the paper. Okay, so I didn't have a job, I didn't have a phone, so if you have a newborn baby, you have to have a phone or something happens. So he's not able to use the phone. I don't have a job to buy a phone.
I left my mom 10 times at home while I'm away.
And that's why we broke up. And then when we broke up, I begged him to see his daughter because at the end of the day, as a girl, we need a father. And he was raised so like, he was good when we worked together. Because I've always had her, so it's just like.
It sounds like he's saying you interfered with him seeing his job.
No, I did not. I mean, the agreement was to get her
and how I can see myself. She controls by telling women how I can see myself.
You have something to reflect that you called the interference. Damn, I hope you're not doing that. That's not her job.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I love her. Let me get her next weekend. This is you. I'll let you know when you get her. If you want to see her for her birthday, I can send you info and you can either come see her or drop off anything you have. Up to you. What was the dirtiest job you have ever had? You gonna answer the question, kid? What is that?
That's from my past. Basically, she had a lot of trust issues with
You see how
past.
you were saying?
That was on her page. She heard it.
You understood this?
I don't even know what's that about. He just thinking. I feel like at this point he's just trying to nitpick on when the whole time I've been trying to get our agreement was every weekend.
Whatever it was, help me.
To help me.
Okay, have a seat.
Right?
Go ahead, sir. Tell me about your relationship with the plaintiff, though.
We never really had a relationship.
Why did you get her to put your stuff in her name?
I didn't ask her. Well, I actually asked my mom first, and she decided to call her and ask her. She already had her. I doubt she would have, but it would have been an option for that. So I would have been willing to go.
What are you going to say?
They weren't. And but his mom came to me and said, if girl came to me and asked me where she was not, I wouldn't have to go by her. That's what she told me. He did not go to me. Exactly. She didn't ask her at all. He let me ask her and that was
And that's the only person you love you ask her.
his mother because I don't have a relationship with her.
She doesn't want you to have enough relationship for her to tell you if he to come. Have a seat, young lady. Have a seat. Now tell me how it goes for the car payment. What month did you miss? Did you ever agree to repay or have you paid and now you reimbursed it? I hope you didn't move your credit.
Your Honor, I have multiple messages from me trying to reach out. If you'd like to see them, but him not responding. So I've had to come out of $2,000, which set me back on my bill.
Just show me that. You have evidence of that? What do you say?
She didn't have to. I was already in route with my bank. So
En route. What does that mean? En route.
basically, the claims, the claims that we had were way there to get insurance and they could push out my payment back. She did this before I even got to that point.
Yeah, because the credit was at risk.
I mean, but
Time
you
you
could have
were
talked
late,
about that.
let alone not pay at all. Time you were late. 3 to 5 days, sometimes depending on the finance company. 3 to 5 days late, and it's going on her credit report. So she should pay it every time she sees that it was 3 days late. That's when she should have been paying. Not waiting on you with your agreement and what you're trying to do. In the meantime, her credit is being ruined while he's trying to wait on you. Whatever you think, the finance company is going to allow you to do. Job is having you want to answer the question, Keith?
That's from my past. You have a lot of associates people with, my past.
Dated the defendant, and she claims he was physically and mentally abusive.
Did you pay this amount? 2,086? She paid on your behalf? Then you had the cost. You believe she jumped the gun on paying as opposed to waiting on the arrangement that you were making? Time to breach the contract legally at any point. $2,086. Good luck to you guys. Have a good day.
Nothing to say to him.
I just hope you do your job as a father.
Natalia Eliasson and Brandon Blanchard are suing Brandon's father, William Blanchard, for unpaid wages, property damage, and stolen belongings.
Number 2028, Eliasson Fletcher versus Fletcher. Eliasson? How old are you?
19.
19. What do you do?
I am a server.
Since when? This is your boyfriend? Fiance. And how long has he been your fiance?
For over a year.
What does he do for a living?
He is unemployed.
When was the last time he had a job?
That was about a year ago.
What kind of work did he do a year ago?
Warehouse work.
Is there any reason that he hasn't worked in a year?
He has concussions and back injuries
And what?
from car accidents.
Does he currently have any lawsuits pending because of those accidents? So the accidents were your fault?
No, they were the other people's fault.
The other people had no
The other person didn't have insurance at the time, so later on he ended up stating that he did have insurance without having tickets.
Do you see a doctor regularly?
Not anymore, no. I used to, though, until I ran out of my insurance for health insurance, and then the bill kept happening.
At that time, did you have an attorney?
No, no.
Did you ever have an attorney with regard? There was a consultant attorney with regard to these accidents.
I'm going for jungle bar.
Is there any reason why you're not working?
Yes, ma'am. I have had back problems that I've had for quite some time. I have 4 discs on my lower back. I also have knee injuries, shoulder injuries. I was pushing my body more than I should have been. I was over 300 pounds working in a heated environment working every day. And I dropped all the weight, and then I ended up hurting myself even further from there. And then my doctor told me not to do anything over 20 pounds, so I went against the rules, and I did it anyways, and kept injuring myself.
What kind of work did your father do?
He works as a U-Haul business associate and mechanic as well.
When did you live with your father?
I lived with my father in January, I believe it was 8th,
January what year?
2022, sorry.
After you have been disabled for a time because of all the heavy work you do, let me give a general outline of about it. You and your fiance were living where?
We were living with my father,
No, before you lived with your father.
My father.
her father.
In what state?
Wyoming.
From the time when your father either said it's enough or you decided that you were no longer happy in Wyoming?
It was a conflict with his girlfriend that came about.
Whatever it was, if it was a conflict with his girlfriend, your father told you to skedaddle.
Yeah.
And you told your father.
I didn't call my father.
Who did?
My father called me.
He just out of the blue.
Yeah, he does it around.
No. He just called you at about the same time that your fiance's father told you to get out.
Yes, that's what I've been doing. I've had a few concussions, Your Honor, and I don't remember a lot.
I couldn't get there. In any event, you had a discussion with your father that you didn't have a place to live, you didn't have a job, she didn't have a job, you had no money, your father was kicking you out of the house, and he drove cross country to get you. In what month?
It was in January.
January of 2022.
Yes, ma'am.
How many miles did he drive to come and get you?
I think 1,000 miles maybe.
Each way?
Each way, probably about 2,000 total, something like that.
Okay, so he drove 2,000 miles to come and get you. And then he brought you back to his house.
Yes, ma'am.
And you weren't working.
Yes, ma'am.
And your girlfriend wasn't working.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you weren't working, the girlfriend wasn't working, you had no money, so your father was taking care of your expenses.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. And now you're suing him. And you're suing him for a host of reasons, which I'm going to give you a relatively short time to tell me about. But one of the things that your girlfriend, fiance, says is that your father owes you for wages because you worked for him. Doing what?
I was doing U-Haul work, basically.
What is U-Haul work?
Sorry, sorry, ma'am. Basically what we do...
Not basically, I don't want you to basically, I want to see what you were doing.
I would hook up U-Hauls. I would also clean and inspect all the vehicles.
Hook up the U-Hauls.
Hook up the U-Hauls.
Clean and inspect them.
Clean and inspect them.
What does it involve in cleaning them?
Basically spraying down...
Not basically.
Sorry, ma'am, sorry. We spray down all the...
Not we, you.
Yeah, sorry. I spray down every single surface, like the innards of the vehicle, basically the steering wheel, the floor bed, the radio, everything.
And when you hook them up, is there anybody else hooking up?
Something up is backing up, lining up.
You drive. And you're driving the car and backing up.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're using a rear-view mirror?
Yes.
And yourself. You're looking to see where you're backing up. Just you have to use both.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you hook them. Well, what else did you do for your father?
I also take paperwork for him, doing like inventory, stocks, and stuff like that. Basically,
Not basically, I don't want to get basically. Basically is a bit word.
I would sweep, clean up a shop. I was doing a lot of things.
Okay, all while you were unable to do anything else.
I would,
Just a second. All after your back issues, after your concussion, after whatever other injuries that you had from working someplace. By the way, you never worked contending against anybody, do you? So it's just a question of fetching, other than maybe trying to collect a disability somewhere along the line from the federal government. You were able to hook up U-Hauls, clean them and sanitize them, sweep out the premises, do paperwork, but you can't work. I mean, because part of the lawsuit is about all this work that you did, but all while you're telling me that you're unemployable because of all the injuries that you had. You understand how ridiculous that sounds to me. I only had one other case in my recent memory that sounded anywhere familiar to this story, and that was a man that was also receiving disability because he had a bad back. He was the plaintiff in a lawsuit suing someone because he had built them an outdoor patio deck. Alone! And he wasn't paid the $6,000 for it. But he had been collecting a disability for a back ailment for 31 years from the federal government. Sound odd to you? Doesn't it sound odd to you that you're able to put hookups together and sweep and everything else, but you can't say, do you want a hamburger with your fries or fries with a burger? That sounds peculiar to you. Right, so I don't want to hear about work. Okay, that's the first thing. And you lived in your father's house for how long, by the way?
I think we only lived there for the first month. And we just moved out after like the last 2 months that we were there.
I don't know what you're suing for. You want to tell me?
ISR and Brandon Fletcher. Playing Brandon's father, William Fletcher, only for unpaid wages and stolen property. William is countersuing for moving expenses and property damage.
Now, I'm not entertaining you wages because you can't work. That's what he's just sworn. He can't work. That's why he's unemployed. He has 4 disc problems. I think he said 4. But he can't work. Forget him now. I want you to tell me what you're suing this man who drove 2,000 miles to rescue you after your father threw you out. I want you to tell me what you think he owes you for.
For the stolen property of my vehicle.
What stolen property of your vehicle?
He stole my toolbox with a key with it and also parts that went in.
Did you take a toolbox? Next. What's next?
Whenever I confronted him about it,
About what?
about the toolbox when I went to move in my truck, then he would say what he just said, that he never took it. But when I asked him where did the key go for it, he denied
Coming home.
Well, it's not a fact. It's not a fact. Or to prove that he took your property. You said he just said to you, I don't have your toolbox.
but his property and his possession.
And that's what you have. Your vehicle, while you were living there, was his property, and therefore he's responsible for the toolbox.
Yes, sir. When he kicked us out and told us to come back for the truck, he was going to give us 2 weeks to have it towed.
Because the truck wasn't working, but he let the truck stay on his property for 2 weeks.
Yes.
What else are you suing him for?
Just for the repairs on
On what vehicle?
on my truck. That whenever I went to go get the truck off his property after that 2 weeks, that's when the toolbox was missing, and I was looking for the foot. There were wires hanging out, and the wires making some pictures. And there was.
Let me ask you this question. You said he gave you 2 weeks to come and get your truck off his property. The truck was inoperable when you left it on his property. It wasn't running. That's right. So you did not come to get it off his property in 2 weeks. You came after the 2 weeks. How much after the 2 weeks?
I think just like a couple days earlier. We came back on April 23rd, and we left the property April 6th.
So it was after the 2 weeks. Anything else?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, let's get that fast because I'm quickly losing patience with doing great.
It's the pictures.
I don't want to see any pictures of what? Of the truck?
The parts that were missing,
I don't care. After 2 weeks, he could burn that truck. It's on his property without his permission. Let's go. Move on. Your father takes 2,000 miles to get you. He fed you for a month. He kept a roof over your head for a month. In return, you're suing him for nonsense. Let us move on. Anything else? Very good. Okay. Now, Mr. Blanchard, you have a countersuit that actually was brought down because you didn't have an agreement with your son and his fiancée when you went to get him. How many children do you have? 8 altogether. Prior to going to get him cross country, when had you seen him?
In several years.
Tell me about the conversation when he contacted you.
He said, Dad, I know that we were trying to take her grandmother for the autism.
And then,
Within a week, I dropped everything.
now, when your son and his fiancée came to you, sir, did you put him to work in your business? And how long was he in your business?
Altogether,
Did he work in your business after they moved out of your house? He said they only lived in your house for 30 days.
they were down for 45 days, and then they were left another 45 days inside of the camper.
Can you tell me why they moved into a camper?
There was a chance of my daughter coming home, and they were living in it for the time. And so I wanted to make sure so that something will happen to the camper.
Camper on your property. What kind of camper?
Small camper.
So they used the inside of the house to shower and
Yes, sir.
stuff, but they slept in the camper.
Yes, sir.
All true?
Yes, sir.
And he paid for the camper. He paid for the electricity, water, etc. when you were in that. She wasn't looking. He also paid for the food. Did you eat in the house or did you eat in the camper?
No, and we were getting food. We came for office, and we also helped them.
Why were you getting food stamps?
For a short bit of time, because recommended to get on food stamps.
Had you been on food stamps when you lived in Wyoming?
No, ma'am.
Okay, how did you support yourself there?
I was working at the
And
time.
what about him?
Driving company, basically, we go around, pick up food from places, and
You were able to drive
yes, for only a little bit.
with all those injuries. Amazing. Okay, I would like you to testify, sir, now to the conversation that you had with your son with regard to compensation for coming to pick him up in Wyoming. Be very careful what you say to him.
I told my son before I picked him up, I said, you need to pay me back the trip.
Did you tell him what for the trip? I mean,
Yes, for all expenses. All expenses. Trip.
for the expenses. How was he supposed to do that? He wasn't working.
He was going to get a nighttime job. About around my shop.
Did he help you around your shop? You said about 90 days. Did you pay him?
No, Your Honor.
Well, if he worked for you for 90 days, and you didn't pay him at all, and I thought you $2,000 to go out and get him, hire trucks, spend time, whatever it was, and he worked for you for 90 days without compensation, why do you think he did that?
I was hoping just because that's what he really wanted to do.
No good deed goes unpunished. You went, you got him, and now they're suing you, but their case is dismissed. They have no case against you. It's all a bunch of nonsense and ridiculous. But likewise, so your counterclaim is to the expenses that incurred in going to pick them up. I don't actually think that there was an agreement to pay you back for your expenses. But even if there was an agreement to pay you back for your expenses, the fact that he worked for 90 days without any compensation, I think more than compensates you for that. As a result of that, your counterclaim is dismissed with an birthday in a time when you needed that.
Case number 2059, Dobson versus Jones, Poindexter. All parties, please step forward.
Clarissa Dobson is suing her sister-in-law, Kenesha Jones Poindexter, for a trip and wedding expenses.
Miss Dobson, I assume this is your brother. Your Honor, and this is his wife. Correct? They're newly married. When were they married? June of 2021, June 25th. You was a wedding? Yes, I was on a visual wedding. Wedding at your house? Wedding was at my home. This is the unfortunate circumstance that I read in your paper. You've known the defendant for many, many years. Yes, that's correct. She became engaged too when she was getting married, when they were planning a wedding, according to you. And Ms. Poindexter, according to you, asked you to lay out certain monies for the wedding. They were married, it was a joyous day, I gather, and then you asked her for money back. Yes, that's correct. And she says, I never agreed to pay you any money. Their family, I've done things for you, you've done things for me. There was never an agreement for me to pay you. And your brother, jeez, leave me out of it. Yep. I don't want to get involved with it. You two ladies take care of it back on your own. You know, it seems like a family matter, and more like a court matter.
Claims her sister-in-law, Kenesha Jones Poindexter, is responsible for trip costs and wedding expenses.
You have your own home? Yes, that's right. That's your home. My home got a lot of land around the property. How much? I would say probably a half an acre, which was big enough to put up 2 large tents, 45 gas tables, chairs, the mayor, some police. It was nice. And there were certain things that you paid for. Yes, that's correct. You paid for a photographer? Yes, that's correct. The photographer was $300, Your Honor. Okay, what else did you pay? Because the party was held at the home, the wedding, excuse me, all the events pertaining to the wedding party had to take place at the home. So like we had our bridal shower meetings, because also you mean the meetings to plan the wedding? Right, to plan the wedding. I'm not interested. You're not interested in that? I'm not interested in that. Yeah, so far we have $300 for a photographer that you say you laid out. Did you lay out that money? Yeah. Okay, what else? Her rides back and forth. I'm not interested in rides. Well, how was she going to get there? She's in Philadelphia. I'm in New Jersey. $300 for a photographer. Mm-hmm. What else? And just money she asked to borrow for the most part throughout the wedding. Just a second. So we had how much? How when? So far, $300 for a photographer. So on January 20th, Your Honor, we had $160. For what? She didn't say what it was for. It was for the wedding bill because I had to hear everything wedding is here. It wasn't here. It is $150 on the phone. Any person she asked for it like when we were home, and then I sent the money to. So anything that I sent to her, I always sent to her for Cash App because she's in Philadelphia. No car. Okay. Then let me ask Ms. Poindexter. Ms. Poindexter, there would be no other reason for Ms. Dobson to send money to you through a Cash App during the wedding period other than for the wedding. Would that be accurate?
Not in January, Your Honor. We didn't start planning our wedding until 90 days before June. So anything that happened in January had nothing to do with my wedding.
Okay. Do you have Cash App statements for January? I have nothing for you. I have everything we have January 1. Only have. So that was for the wedding.
We didn't start planning our wedding until about March. We got married in June.
So what would she be sending you money for?
It has been times when I'll ask her for, let me get $50 or, it has been times. If I didn't have it or I might have needed car fare or something, and she would do that. She would send me money and vice versa.
No, I'm not talking about vice versa. I don't have the counterclaims. That you said perfectly. I would ask her for $50 or $100 and she would lend me that. Is that the word she used? Let's make sure I heard that right.
Since it has been times when I'll ask her for, let me get $50, and there's been times. You asked her why. She said if I didn't have it or I needed car fare or something, and she would do that. She would lend me money and vice versa.
Thank you. Lend me money. So, okay, now we're going to get to Ms. Dobson. How much money did you send her via Cash App? Because she's already took $50 to pay those were loans.
So 150.
Let me have the dates.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go back. 150 on what date?
January 20th.
Okay, 100 on what date?
February 11th.
Next.
March 8th, $50. April 4th, $100. May 11th, $20. May 17th, $25.
May 22nd, 205, 15 on May 25th, May 28th, 45, June 3rd, 15, and I had a February 28th in here for 50. That was the first one, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had February 11th only, so you have another
Right, a February 28th for $50.
Can I see all of those?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sarah Rose? Okay, and you, based upon, read back a bit on what I thought I heard. Anytime she sent you money, it's because she ran out of money, you were in fine, and she loaned you the money. That's what was here.
You have $775.
$775. Has she paid you back any of that money?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, now, the photographer. I want you to tell me how you came about that you paid the photographer.
Because there's no such thing as waiting for unemployment. I'm not saying she wasn't trying to get the money up, because she was. But when the time came, this photographer guy needed to get paid, she didn't have the money.
You want to tell me about the photographer?
Yes.
The photographer, I believe that was short like $375 and Clarissa did put the rest of the money.
Why didn't you pay her the $775?
I don't believe I owe
Well, you just told her she loaned you the money when you were short. And she wired it to you with whatever they do with a cash out. I understand all of that. You said it was a loan. Is there any reason why you didn't pay it back? No. So far I have $775 and $300. Next.
Okay, so now we have the trip. They are the guidelines of my team. Yeah, I remember in step four.
So, your partner, your twins, your twins.
Came time for their birthday. So,
Month and year.
April of last year, 2021.
Okay, April of 2021.
Right. So in the process of planning the twins' birthday, said, oh, I would like to go. I'm just waiting on the unemployment and the my phone. When it came time to go, they didn't have the money.
You're talking about the defendant and your brother. They both went.
Right. So
Just a second. They both went.
they both went. That's correct.
And what kind of work does your brother do?
He was a chef at the time.
So he was working.
Yeah.
And she wasn't working.
And I said,
You say whatever you want to say. You know where I'm going, don't you?
I know where you're going. Okay. Like I said, we were in church. Like,
I don't care. I don't care about the social aspect of this.
okay, but certain things she just didn't want to let him know she was doing, because at the end of the day, she thought she was going to get this money.
Miss Dobson, I don't care whether you say she didn't know what she was doing. You were already in a place where on January 20th, she didn't have $150, so you sent it to her. On February 11th, she didn't have $100, sent it to her. On March 8th, she didn't have $50. You had to send it to her. So I don't see stupid written over here. If somebody doesn't have $50 and you think I believe you lied on her statement that I want to pay you for this trip that your brother is going on too because his godchildren are celebrating a birthday, I don't believe it. So let's just forget a trip. $775 is what she says she owes you because she says it was a loan. $300 for the photographer. You have the pictures? Yes. And I don't hear anything from you suggesting to me that this $300 was a gift.
I honestly did believe that she was doing it for our wedding.
That's good. $1075. Judgment. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, I remember my turn.
It's just that situation all the way around.
That's probably how she feel right now. I love her. She loves me and I love her. So what?
Honestly, I just want to be.
I'm sure you know that.
It's sad when nice things turn sour on one thing. My sister and my wife.
Yep. The safest place we could be was right where he sat. It's just unfortunate. I mean, families squabble all the time, but just to bring it into a legal